Hey, Fit Fam, how's it going? It is Coach Paul coming back at you with another Trainer Tip Tuesday advice here, fam. All right, so I want to talk about some box step downs. One of those steppers, but that we use them in place of the boxes, okay? Just so we can get to that higher elevation on the box step downs. So I know we've seen it in boot camp, but we're kind of wondering like, box step down, hey, that's simple enough, right? I'm just gonna step on that stepper and I'm just gonna just casually step down, right? That's all I'm doing. Well, that box step down actually is a great exercise to help isolate the muscles in a single leg, all right, on the right or left side. Particularly, we're talking about those quads, those big old muscles here in the front. Okay, they tie all the way around. It can even get like some hamstring. It works the glutes there. It gets some of the intercostals inside the hips in here. Not only that, but it also works on your stability with the one side of the leg there. And it works the core. And it also helps strengthen lots of the muscles in the kneecap, patella, as you want to say there. But anytime we're experiencing that knee pain and we're wondering like, hey, what's one thing that we can do to help get this better? Well, outside of camp, I'm pretty sure we all have maybe some type of small step down. Either it's outside, whether it's going inside, or whether it's a small step on the inside of the house or apartment, whatever the case may be. But I'm pretty sure we have like a small, slight, even a curb level would help suffice with this exercise, okay? But again, so if you're asking yourself and find yourself, oh man, I'm having some knee pain while I'm squatting, even some slight back pain there, even while I'm walking, there's some slight pain there. Okay, well, this exercise is really great to rehabilitate those muscles in it because again, I said it a moment ago, it's just all about stability and that single side and its isolation is meaning it's singled out, okay? So for the intended purposes on this today, fam, I decided not to put my shoes on just so you can see what I talk about with the feet, okay? So the important thing that when we're in any type of box, all right, we have our shoes on, okay? You want to really make sure we're flat as possible with that foot on there, even in that shoe, okay? Now my first setup right here, so ideally, I'm gonna want a stepper that's a little bit higher, okay? So for my height right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and adjust it so that way it's gonna be proper on my demonstration for you. But again, as we start to work and progress on these levels here, fam, that's where you can start elevating just a bit higher, maybe a bit lower with those. So for me, ideally, because of my height, I want to get something that is going to be closer towards my, towards 90 degrees, okay? As I exit out of frame, possibly I'm going to step right back in, okay? Now, so I've adjusted my height that I needed to. Right here. Again, I'm going with this height because it's what's more comfortable for me. All right, fam. Obviously, we start you off low, we can work that way back up. Right now, as we're going to be on the stepper, so this is ideally how we want to start at about a 90 degrees, which is what I said. We're going to work our way to those boxes, the bigger ones, okay? Because that's more ideal than our steppers, but this still really gets the job done, okay? As we're going to work the minimized level to the elevation. Right now, as I'm on this stepper here, again, making sure we're flat as possible with my lead leg here. Now, you don't want to start upright. You want to make sure you have a soft, slight lean forward. There's already a bend in this knee. You see this, how this shin is at 90 degrees, okay? Now I'm going to push off this lead leg to start my position. Now, making sure my hips are square. What do you notice there? I kind of shift my hips forward still. My foot, I'm going to use this foot as assistance, this toe. Okay, you can have the hands on the hips. I like to put my hands in the front like a center line. So what I do is I push my weight back towards that hip, okay, towards the corner of my right side of my body. As I sink down to that squat, I get to tap that toe and then slowly drive myself up. Now you notice how I lost that balance a bit to that side? That's why I like to have my foot off to the side of that stepper. Now, to help minimize that as well though, let me go ahead and readjust my stance to where I'm more on the center of the stepper as I was on the edge. Now I did that intentionally so that way you can see how it loses the balance. Now that I'm more centered on the stepper, I'm now going to initiate my step up. I'm driving up like I would for that lunge. Okay, here we are. Again, making sure my hips are rolled forward there, or tucked forward. I'm finding my even balance in my heel, my toes. So I think a tripod stance. Again, as I shift my weight backwards into that single squat, I'm still thinking about pushing towards the corner of that wall. Keeping a soft bend in that lead leg. And again, I'm using this opposite foot to help stabilize my body so I don't rock and don't necessarily lean. But this is really attacking the inside of my quad here, or outside and in the interior, so that way right there in that kneecap, how we always get that pain, that's the area it's going to strengthen, okay? So again, you want to make sure we're flat as possible with this foot. Now I'm going to go ahead and shift sides here. That way you can see what's going on the opposite direction, okay? So you can see what's on the inside. Now, as I'm centered on this stepper, once again, I'm going to make sure we're normal, we're hip width apart on this. I'm going to get my step up here, go ahead, find my balance. All right, I'm getting my toe. I like to keep it here. I am pushing back, try to feel comfortable, and then drive it up. Because again, I want to focus on the feel, on the quad and the flexion of this vastus, right there. So again, making sure that we are even with this weight. We're keeping everything slow and steady. If you are advanced enough, obviously you can kind of step back on the stepper. When you're going into that again, think about the corner of that wall. You can kind of get that leg forward a little bit more now as you get some more depth in that. Now you see the knee will track slightly over, but as I'm coming up, my balance is centered on that stepper. But again, I'm going towards the corner of the wall. That way I'm keeping everything focused on the quad. And yes, you're gonna feel slightly on the inside of, you would say, the groin area, but that's what the step up does. All right, so again, I said it helps rehabilitate, it helps strengthen the leg there. And it really does, not just the knee area, but the hamstrings, the quad. You'll notice after doing those, when you get down from that stepper, how much more fluid your step will be, your walk will be through that heel to toe action there. But again, so sticking points on this step up, you want to make sure now, from the front facing view, so you really see this, I'm even with my foot, making sure I am flat as possible. I'm more towards the center, not the edge. Now again, I'm gonna use the other foot as a guide. Now I'm gonna kind of shift a little more forward, because now that I've kind of warmed up my hips, now I can take it a little bit deeper. So I want my foot to go a little more forward, so I'm more balanced and I'm really getting back. Think about those pistol squats, and I'm driving up. Again, I'm using my hands for the center of balance, or center of gravity, right, for my balance, right? But also you see here, I'm hooking my foot just slightly. I'm not using a lot of pressure. I'm just only applying that there just to keep my balance. But you see my leg is shaking there because everything is working, everything's ignited. Those muscles are stabilizing on my stance right now. So again, I'm shifting back towards that corner as I use this foot as a guide. So I'm not leaning or rocking, and I'm thinking about just guiding my foot up and down. We're elevator status once again, straight down with that, and then right back up. I really hope from this front facing view, you can see that, because I just have my leg on fire. But again, these box step downs is great to perform, to strengthen, work on the balance. And yes, he's kind of out of breath there. But nonetheless, got the knee pain, challenge you out there. Work on this at home. We come in before boot camp, we got a couple of minutes, that timer is going, 5 minutes. You're more than welcome. Grab a stepper down real quick and just, hey coach, can I get some of those step downs real quick? Yeah, by all means, go for it. Hey, we have the red steppers there. I mean, the red boxes, a little higher in the elevation, but again, as we start low, we can work our way up on those box step downs, fam, all right? So I hope this helps you out with the box step downs. You shift the mindset on it. You really want to make sure that you're feeling all of the quad. It's gonna be outside, it'll be inside here, the groin area tied into the intercostal right in there. It's gonna work on the glute, it's gonna get that core going. But the main important thing that starts to ignite and fire while performing these box step downs is, yes, the mind on a neuron level. You know, really gotta focus on driving straight up with that single leg to perform this exercise. So that way, when it comes into your bilateral stances, everything is good to go. It's prime there, fam, all right? Let me know what you think there, all right? If it helps you out, let me know. If it doesn't, still, let me know, all right, fam? Have a great day.